Hi, Gary.
Hi, Nicole. How are you?
Fine, thanks. I'm from CNN Pop, the entertainment part of CNN Brazil. It's really nice to be talking to you.
Nice to talk to you
So,
too. Oh,
thanks.
close
It's
button.
been a while since you've come up with new songs. How does it feel to be coming back now after like 6 years?
Yes, it's a little bit of a long time, isn't it? Well, the last album took 7 years, so we're getting a little bit faster. It's it's good. I'm really excited for people to hear the record. I'm very, very proud of it, and we had intended on release like getting it out earlier than this, but it just took as long as it took, and that's the way that records are with us. They take as long as they take, and but once the record's done, it means that we can get back out on tour again and go around the world, which we are planning and getting very excited about right now.
Great. Snow Patrol is actually turning like 30 years in 2024, isn't it? You have
Yes.
been You have been present since the beginning. How do you see the impact of the group through all these years on fans in the music industry?
Oof, that's a big question. The fans at the start blessed their hearts, but there was only like 20, people at the shows and things. So we're very, very, very glad that anybody would come to see us in those days. But for the first 10 years, it was kind of like that, very few people, very few record sales, sort of sleeping on friends' couches, in spare rooms, sleeping in the back of the van in gigs. um, so it's a rite of passage for all bands. It normally maybe lasts 2 years rather than 10 years, but the last 20 years have been successful, and I'm very glad for the first 10 because it made me very grateful for everything that has happened. I think if it had have happened early in our career, I might have taken some things for granted. But I don't take anything for granted. I don't take anything. Tickets go on sale for tours. I don't take it for granted that we'll sell a lot of tickets. Albums go out. Don't take it for granted it's going to be successful. I'm just happy to be here after such a long time and trying to make music with using my heart, and Johnny and Nathan do the same. Success is making the music more than anything.
Nice. You have released a lot of albums through all these years. What do you think your new one, The Forest is the Path, has in common with them, and what does it have differently?
That is a question I have not been asked. Uh, very good. Very good question. Uh, I think that it's always our music is always honest. Like as in we don't think about what we want to achieve with the music. We just make the music for the music's sake. So that has always remained the same. And that still is the same today as it was in 1994. But uh one big difference on this record was Fraser T. Smith. We've worked with Jackknife Lee for 20 years, one of the great, great, great producers in the world and one of the great, great humans in the world. And we wanted to try someone different this time. And working with Fraser was a different experience. It was also a beautiful experience. Fraser's um, a beautiful man, lovely, kind, warm, inventive, full of ideas, full of laughter. It was a really fun time in the studio with him. So yeah, so that was different. Working with a brand new producer after 20 years is can be, you know, difficult to find your way with someone. But we found our way pretty quickly with him. So same intention, making music for music's sake, slightly different people.
Okay. I listened to the album this morning and I noticed that there's a lot of deep messages about love and introspection on the album. Can we say these are the central themes you wanted to explore in the album? How do you define the project?
Love is an important part of every album for me. Trying to, I want to try and think about it in different ways. I don't want to repeat myself. Um, so I think I've tried to do it this way. I haven't been in a relationship in a long time, so that is part of it. Talking about love um in the past is not the same as talking about love right now in the moment. It's the two very different things. But time, I think in general, is the biggest theme on this record. How time can be mischievous. It's supposed to be 1 second ticks after another, and it goes in a linear pattern. But listen to your heart. It doesn't. Time speeds up and slows down if you're in love or in pain or in grief or in joy or many other emotions. We don't experience the world in the same steady second after second motion in our hearts and in our heads. And I was playing with time a lot on this record and trying to establish that this record has its own energy, flow, and time, temporal movement, rather than it just ticking gradually on forever.
Yeah, I actually want to ask you about one of my favorite tracks on the album, which is Never Really Tire. I wonder if
Okay.
you could talk a little about the inspiration for this one.
Well, when Johnny and I got together for the first time, we did 3 songs in 3 days. The first song on the first day was the beginning. Second song was track 3, Everything's Here and Nothing's Lost. And the third day was Never Really Tire. And that song was written in a like a flow state, a fugue state, subconscious fog. I didn't edit. I just wrote line after line after line, and then when Johnny and I wrote the music, and then Johnny built the track. Johnny plays every instrument. He can build a track uh, stunningly beautifully. He's one of the best producers in the world himself. Um, and I sort of wrote the lyrics and then sung them in, and that was it. That was the song happened in a flow state. There was no planning or plotting. It was stream of consciousness. And then when we went to record it, there's I think there'll be a I think you might be if you like that song, you might be interested when it comes time to release the record. It will be shown. We took some little videos in the studio, not many. And one of those was us playing Never Really Tire live, and that is kind of how it came together. So that song has a lot of flow states in it, a lot of uh, like there is an energy force that flows through it.
Great. Last but not least, because our time is running out, you have been to Brazil a couple of times, but it's been a while since you came for the last time. Do you have plans to come back, maybe with this new tour, with your new project?
Yes, yeah, we're planning to come back next year.
Oh, great. This is great. So I think I have time for one more question. I read an article from 2019 that says that Chasing Cars has been crowned the most played song on the 21st century on the UK radio. This is such a big track. Do you feel pressure by all this success in your new releases, or is it just not something that intimidates you?
No, no, Chasing Cars is like it means a lot to us, but it doesn't mean more than other songs. When we play it every night, it gets an extraordinary reaction by the crowd. But so does Run, so does Open Your Eyes, so does Just Say Yes. So it's a song that means a lot, but it doesn't add pressure. No, if anything, it adds fuel.
Fair enough. Great. Thank you so much, Gary, for your time.
Thank you,
I wish you
Nicola.
the
That's
best of luck.
great to meet you, and great to chat to you. I hope you have a lovely day.
Hope match you in Brazil next year.
Yes, awesome. Thank you.